In this video, we will be discussing about the non-rigid rotor. In my previous video, we discussed about the rigid rotator. Now, in practice, if you see the spectral lines, they are not exactly equidistant because the separation decreases with increasing J value. Actually, what happens when the molecules they are rotating, and when we are increasing the rotations, the molecules they get stretched and they become non-rigid. So in that case, you will be applying a correction term which is known as centrifugal distortion constant D. So for explaining that, I will be considering the rotational spectra of HF, in which the separation between the successive line B, that is the B value, that decreases gradually with increasing J value. What actually happens as the diatomic molecule rotates, the centrifugal force which is operating, that will tend to move the atoms apart. So the bond length tend to increase with the frequency of rotation, so hence the J value. So this increases the effective moment of inertia and decrease the rotational energy as compared to the rigid vector. So as a result, what happens, the separation between the successive line decreases with increasing J value, and due to that centrifugal force, all the bonds they will become elastic, and to some extent they will result in change. Due to centrifugal forces, all the bonds they will become elastic to some extent, and that will result in the changes. So elastic bond may have vibrational energies, the bond length, and hence the B varies. So B is given by h upon 8 pi square IC, where I is the moment of inertia. We can replace it by mu r square C. So during vibration of diatomic oscillator, the bond is elongated and compressed. So in each side of the equilibrium distance, the value of distance that will remain unaltered. 1 upon r square, that will not be equal to 1 upon re square, but it is 1 upon r plus delta square and 1 minus 1 upon r minus delta square. So that is representing the vibrational amplitude. And the second factor to be noted is elongation and compression of diatomic molecule, that is the vibrational stretching mode, which will depend on the masses of atoms and the bond stretching force K, that will be constant. So that is generally given by this equation, that is this frequency that will be equal to 1 upon 2 pi c root K by mu, where K is the force constant, mu is the reduced mass. Now weaker the bond, more rapidly it is distorted under the centrifugal force. So that energy will be given by this equation, ER, that is equal to Bj, J plus 1 minus dj square and J plus 1 whole square, where this D is the distortion, the centrifugal distortion center. So as you can see in the diagram, the spectrum of non-rigid rotator, it is similar to rigid rotator only. Each spectral line, it is being displaced at a lower frequency. You can see here as you go higher. So here D, which is the centrifugal distortion constant, that is given by this value, that is h cube upon 34 r4 I square r square kc centimeter inverse. Now let us discuss about the Stark effect. Stark effect, it was named after Johannes Stark. He discovered it in 1913. So it is a process of shifting and splitting of spectral lines of atoms and molecules in presence of external static electric field. The amount of splitting is called the Stark splitting or shifting. The Stark effect, it results in pressure broadening of the spectral lines by the charged particles, and the splitting of energy levels by electric field takes place by the process. Firstly, in presence of electric field, what will happen, the atoms they will be polarized, which further interact, resulting in the electric dipole moment. So this dipole moment, it depends upon the magnitude and not on its sign. The energy, it will be splitting into j plus 1 and j plus half for the integers and the half integer spin respectively. And the Stark effect, it splits the degeneracy of the j level into 2j plus 1, and therefore you will be seeing the multiplect structures. And based on the splitting, you will see it is of two types. First is we call it as a first order Stark effect, and second we call it as a second order Stark effect. In first order Stark effect, what happens, splitting of rotational level, that will be directly proportional to the electric field E. As dipole moment, it has component along the angular momentum J. And in second order Stark effect, what is seen is if the dipole moment has a component perpendicular to the angular momentum J, then that will show the second order Stark effect. So such type of splitting and shifting in the spectral lines, it was noticed by Stark, and hence it is called as Stark effect. Now let us come to few applications and limitations of microwave spectroscopy. If we talk about the limitations, only molecules which are having permanent dipole, it can be studied. Secondly, the microwave spectroscopy, it requires gaseous molecules as free rotations are considered, and it cannot characterize a new compound. Now let us talk about the applications of microwave spectroscopy. In chemical analysis, it plays a very significant role. Because the rotational spectra of a substance at room temperature, it can be examined very accurately. It is used in the structural analysis, in the determination of molecular symmetry and its parameters. It plays a very important role in the conformational analysis of the molecule. It has been observed that the trans and cis forms of compound, they show different spectra. Then it determines the dipole moment of the molecules accurately. It is even used in the study of interstellar space, and in the structural determination of ozone. It is also useful in finding out the isotopic abundance, and as you all know, it is also used in the kitchens in microwave oven. So this is how microwave spectroscopy, it is important.